Hello, I'm Nurul and I'm going to present my cybersecurity case law review. Let's start. The case is between Tosiway vs Tedrick John Moore and it was been heard at High Court, BINTI. For the fact of the case. YC Wong, hi ho with him, YC Wong, for the plaintiff. Murali Nevaratnam, YC Ong and Eric Augustine with him, Murali Nevaratnam and Co., for the defendant. Plaintiff is the Chief Operating Officer of the Adventist, Penang Adventist Hospital, PA, and the PA officer and the defendant's subordinate, who is currently the Chief CEO, PA. The first defendant is the Trustee and Chief Executive Officer, President of the Adventist Hospital of Penang. The second defendant was the Vice President of Medical Affairs, also referred to as the Chief Medical Officer, PA. Plaintiffs assert that while he was abroad on or around July 7, 2011, he suspected that his personal email the account with the address siwedo@hotmail.com was unlawful and hacked and moved to some other account. This case relied under Computer Crimes Act 1997. Section 8 Computer Crimes Act 1997. For the timeline of the case. On July 7, 2011, plaintiffs alleged that while he was abroad he suspected that his personal email account with the address siwedo@hotmail.com had been unlawfully and illegally hacked and transferred to several other accounts. And on July 21, 2011 the Board of Trustees of PA had held a where, amongst other matters, the plaintiff's termination of service as CEO by defendant was in the Board of Trustees of PA meeting. On the same date, the second defendant referred to and acknowledged that he had been privy to the contents of those plaintiffs' email. In the same meeting the plaintiff was allowed to, for the record, resign instead of being terminated. On August 29, 2011 the first defendant was later dismissed as the PA CEO in force. On the same date the second defendant has been suspended. On December 7, 2012 the second defendant dismissed from office. On July 5, 2012 plaintiffs make police report in the United States. And last on July 15, 2012 the plaintiff filed a police report in Penang. Moving to the issues of the case. First, can someone whose privacy has been violated by another person pursue a civil claim in our courts? Second, does our law recognize the tort of invasion of privacy and breach of confidence? For the judgment of the case. The court is satisfied that the plaintiff has failed to prove his claim against the defendants and in the premises the plaintiff's claim is dismissed with causes. Moving to analysis and critique of the case. Based on issues 1. Can someone whose privacy has been violated by another person pursue a civil claim in our courts? Based on my opinion, I agreed. Because, according to Computer Crimes Act 1997, CCA, this act captures hacking activities such as creating viruses or malware for the purpose of hacking into Wi-Fi connections or credit card information by using hacking tools, denial of service attacks. This is where hackers attempt to prevent users from accessing the network service, which could be motivated by business interests or blackmailing, electronic theft, where hackers or misusers NBSP, still NBSP, a business-sized, company-sized, or even industrial-sized database. Based on issues 2. Does our law recognize the tort of invasion of privacy and breach of confidence? In my opinion, according to the case, invasion of privacy and breach of confidence is now recognized in Malaysia as a tort. But in my opinion, the tort of invasion of privacy in Malaysia is still not a well-recognized cause of action. NBSP, the existing law of torts in Malaysia is insufficient to cover all instances of privacy invasion, as privacy suits cannot be primarily based on invasion of privacy NBSP, per se, but must rely on other forms of established laws of torts to prove injury. Privacy in these provisions is used in connection with confidentiality and security of an individual's information, NBSP, limited to the types of data under the purview of the respective legislations or regulations. In BSP, according to this case, the court relied under the Computer Crimes Act 1997 and Evidence Act 1950 since it related to the hacking matter.